Hi, intermediate arts, third period. First, let me apologize for not having a live Zoom yesterday. I ended up having yet another asthma attack and had to go get a breathing treatment. But they gave me a new inhaler, so I should not have any more of these interruptions. Today is Wednesday, and hopefully yesterday you realized that your sketch assignments now are in your announcements. So daily, you're already going to know your sketch assignment. Today, your sketch assignment that you're going to turn in Friday. Remember, you're going to have 4 Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Fridays. Your sketch assignments will be in the announcement section until further notice. And we're taking a break from art history type sketching and doing a little bit more with our right brain, waking up our creativity, using our imagination. Today, your sketch is going to be to draw something that you're afraid of. It could be heights. It could be, driving on the interstate. It could be a snake, spiders, anything. And you might be fearless. If you're fearless, then you need to sketch that somehow. How could you sketch the concept of being fearless? But if you're scared of something, maybe you draw something you're scared of when you were a child, being in the dark, or scary movies, like, maybe draw a poster from, a scary movie that like totally scared you. So that's what your sketch is for today. Yesterday, it was to draw a spirit animal. And I kind of wrote a little bit about that for yesterday. There's some super fun little quizzes you can take online, like what is my spirit animal? You can find them, by Google search. They're all over the place. They're kind of fun to explore and see, based on the quizzes, what they may think you identify your spirit animal is some sort of mythical dragon or a dolphin. So they're kind of fun to play with, but you also might identify with some sort of animal. Maybe you're a lone wolf, which is always funny. They say lone wolf when they kind of travel in a pack, which is an interesting concept now that I'm thinking about it. So that was your sketch assignment for yesterday. Design, draw your spirit animal. And then we have a major project going on, and I just printed off everybody's thumbnail sketches that you sent me. And if you remember, I said in the announcements, and at some point I've said that I would love to mail you the actual coffee cups and any art materials. I have these paint pens that I can mail to you. I've already gotten some addresses emailed to me, and I will make you a little package for this project. I've been highly impressed with what has been uploaded in the sketch ideas. Some people have drawn really detailed things. Some people have drawn a little bit of detail and wrote more things. That's perfectly fine. It's a major project that we're working on. So I need everybody to be emailing me thumbnail sketches. And then if you would like to have the actual products, the cup and materials to make a finished product, I will personally purchase this, go to the post office and mail it to you. So that's how excited I am from what has been turned into me. Today we're going to switch gears a little because I feel like we need a little daily assignment and a little get back to how things were back in your foundation classes. And you are going to go to your assignment section after you completed your sketch assignment today. And then you are going to scroll down. Hold on, I got to move it up there. Don't get dizzy. Where did I put it? I think it's under quizzes. These daily assignments are still projects. They're just not long projects. Right here, it says water drop. All right. Now you're going to click on that, and then you're going to see that it says watch this. There's this YouTube video that you're going to watch. It's about 8 minutes long. 8 minutes long right here. Okay. And then you are going to, I have uploaded 6 different examples. Okay, I've uploaded 6 different examples. You're going to pick one of these that you like, and using your knowledge from blending gradually, you know, from dark to light, and also coming back and erasing to get some highlights, you're going to complete one of these water drops. These are not big. I mean, you know, this is not big at all. You're just going to draw a little box in your sketch paper, and you're going to complete a water drop with value. And like I said, I've uploaded 6 different designs. They're all about the same. That one's a little bit different. And that's what you're going to complete today. And you are going to take a picture of it, and you're going to upload it today. Today. I need some daily work from some of you. I need some thumbnail sketches for the coffee cup project. So you're going to watch this video right here. It shows you exactly how to do it. This sheet right here also talks a little bit about it. You can click there, or I've already uploaded the video here for you. So you're going to click that.
Today we're going to learn how to draw a water drop. And the focus of this lesson is going to be to really look at your edges. Because in the water drop, and in most images that you're going to be drawing, the edges do not have an outline, and they are very inconsistent in value. Sometimes the edge is very light, like over here, very soft edge, very light. And then sometimes it's a little bit darker or very dark. So we're going to be looking at and asking ourselves, are our edges hard edges, such as right here? So this is a very crisp edge. It doesn't fuzz out. Or a soft edge. This edge over here is very subtly soft. It fades out just a little bit. Whereas over here, this value transitions very slowly from dark to light. We'll zoom in a little bit so you could really see it. Starts out a little bit darker, and then it fades out the winter. So over here, you're seeing this edge because the background, or the cat's shadow here, is much darker. And then if you notice here, this edge is a hard edge, but it fades very slowly from dark to light. And same thing right here, it's a very light edge. So if you look at this ball over here, you'll see a little bit more clearly how that shadow, the circular drop, this cat's shadow fades out very slowly. And then along the edge of the water drop, it is much crisper. So here you could see the actual image, the reference image that was drawn from, and you can see how this area here is very light. See that very subtle cast shadow. It's very tempting to just draw this as a hard edge. Your brain likes to simplify things for you. We can't possibly take in all the information and all the details of everything that we see. So really learning how to see and observe as we're drawing, and kind of slow down and really look before you actually start drawing on your paper, to really ask yourself, what value is this? Is it a really dark value? Is it a light value? Is it a middle value? How does this value compare to this value? This value is kind of in the middle. This one is a little bit darker. So we're really going to think about the questions we need to ask ourselves as we're drawing. And we are going to think really hard about the edges. Are they crisp? And what value are they? Are they very dark, or are they very light? And as you're drawing, it is helpful to use your value scale and look at the value scale and say, where on the value scale should this value be? It should probably be somewhere in between here. How about over here? This on the value scale is probably as close as I can get to this, and then this value over here, so that you know that you're working accurately. Sometimes we get very caught up in the blending that we forget about the value. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to learn how to draw a water drop. We're going to take a look at this one. You can draw right on the worksheet if you have it printed out. If you would like, you can draw on your sketchbook, or you can draw on really any drawing paper. So now we're going to sketch this out, and I'm using regular drawing paper, and I'm looking at my image on an iPad. This is an option if you have the digital version. Sometimes drawing from an electronic is nice because you can zoom in and you can really see the details, but drawing from the image on a printout is fine too. So right here, I'm focusing on really getting the shape. Even though it seems like such a simple shape, I'm really measuring my spaces and making sure that the circle is drawn accurately. And I'm sketching out my lightest area. So I'm lightly sketching the shape of that highlight that you see on the left. So very, very lightly sketching out the shape of the water drop, and I'm mapping out where my brightest whites are. So here I'm mapping out where that big white kind of highlight area is on the right side, that large whitish shape. I'm kind of giving myself guide marks as where it goes. And I'm also kind of lightly sketching out the guideline of my dark, which would be that cast shadow thing. So once you have your image sketched out and you're happy with the shape, you're going to very lightly go over it very softly with an eraser to really lighten up those lines. So you don't want to have a hard, dark line. You want to still be able to see them. You don't want to erase them completely, but you want them to be super soft so they don't interfere with your shading. So when you begin shading, you're going to start very lightly. Even though the area may be your darkest area, you still want to use super light pressure and build up your value in layers. I'm really looking at that upper left edge over here, and I'm noticing that it's a middle to dark value. So that's where I'm starting to shade. I'm keeping it super light, and I'm working around that highlight area that so I'm using very small, short, circular motions, and see how I'm moving the pencil kind of far back. That's because I don't want to press too hard. Your darks will come in time and with layers, and you have to go over the same area a lot of times. A common misconception or a common thing that people will do when they're learning how to draw is go right for those darks and press really, really hard. But when you do that, you're kind of indenting the paper, and it's going to be really hard to get rid of the scratchy line. So in order to avoid that scratchy line look in your shading, you really just have to have patience. Take your time and trust that if you use those short strokes and you work really slowly, it'll happen. Your darks will come and you'll get rid of the sketchy line. So here we're going to speed up the video a little bit. And I just want you to notice how I'm really going over multiple times the same area, and how here where the cast shadow is really dark, it's making that edge, the light highlight edge of the water drop kind of stand out more. So it's creating that contrast. But I'm really working in layers, and this video is really sped up quite a bit. So you can see that it really takes some time and it takes some patience, and it doesn't look perfect right away. So don't beat yourself up if you feel like, you know, your line's a little scratchy or your drawing isn't coming out exactly like the water drop. If you keep with the process and you go really slow, it'll come. You just have to be patient with yourself and just trust. So here now we're working on the background. If you look at the water drop very closely and then compare the background, the color of the paper that it's set on, you can see that the background has a very soft shadow to it. So if you compared it to your value scale, it would be one of those lighter values on the value scale. So sometimes it's the space around your subject, and in this case, it is the space around the water drop that's giving it contrast. So with large areas like this especially, it's quite tempting to not use those layers and to go very quickly with sketchy lines. But the same process applies with backgrounds. You just have to go slow, keep your layers light, and build them up with short strokes. and you'll see it really start to pop and come together.
Okay, so the video is extremely helpful. And that's what you're going to do today. You are going to be looking at that video. You might even want to be shading yours while you are watching the video. I would recommend that. This is not going to be anything large. You can do it very small in your sketchbook. I want you to take your time, and all you need is a pencil and an eraser. You do not need anything fancy. Draw this extremely small. Water drops are small. There's an excellent technique to practice, especially in drawing. Say you're drawing an image of a person, they have a teardrop, or you're drawing a still life and there's some fruit that still has water on it, or you're drawing an insect on a leaf that has some water on it. So it's a really cool practice that I think once you do it, you will find ways of putting it in your artwork, because it really looks so dimensional and almost real, like a real water drop. I am going to stop live recording, and then I will upload the Zoom in case anybody has any questions while I'm not recording it. This is due today, people. And I really need some sketch thumbnails, some thumbnail sketches for your plans for your coffee cup. I would love to mail you an actual coffee cup and some materials that you can design and actually create what you have in your sketchbook on your cups. That is my goal. Those of you that have already sent me your emails, I'm getting materials ready to send to you. So we always have a long project that we're working on, but we also have our daily sketch assignments. And then I'm going to do probably a little more of these type of daily drawing assignments, just to, waken up some of the things that you've learned in foundation art that will help you in your individual projects. If you have any questions, email me, call me. We can Zoom, we can FaceTime, we can Insta video, however you can easily access video. I would love, the only reason I'm saying this video is because I'd like to be able to have a conversation with you and also be looking at your thumbnails or your work, because you all are in a more advanced class, and everything is extremely individualized. So it's hard for me to address everybody's individual needs if you do not get on here for the live Zoom. You can always, I'm here from 3 to 4 every day, actually all day, any day. You can email me and say, I need to live Zoom with you really quick, and we'll have our conversations. I will just email me and I will you get it open and we can talk. Can't wait to see what y'all do. See you tomorrow.